Today I'm going to show you every Sniper Elite 4 weapon. We're going to start with rifles. I'm just going to get straight to it. The first rifle is the M1903 Springfield, chambered in 308 Springfield, I want to say, made by Springfield Armory in Bloomfield, Massachusetts. Alright, our next rifle, I'm just going to change through them as we go, is the Mosin Nagant M9130, made in 1897 by a company I can't remember the name of, in Russia before it was the USSR. This particular model, I believe, is made in 1924, and you can see the difference. The charging handle has a curved handle instead of a straight handle. Our next gun is the Mannlicher M1895. I am not sure what weapon it's actually based off of. Closest I could see was, it looks similar to the Serigati French rifle, except it has a German name and is not semi-automatic. We have the Lee Enfield No. 4 British rifle, same name as the real one. Chambered in 303 British. Ten-round magazine, this might take a minute. Alright.
Might be worth trying a different rifle.
Next gun, Karabiner 98K, better known as the Kar 98K, German rifle. I only have 2 DLCs, but in the firing range you get all the weapons no matter what. This is the Gewehr 43. This is another German pattern rifle, and it's a. That's really all I have to say about it, honestly. It wasn't normally used as a sniper. Usually, it was just a field rifle. It's our first semi-automatic rifle on this list. So moving on, we have the Carcano M9141. Don't know what year it was made, but I know it was made by the Italians, I think, either in World War I or pre-World War I. Maybe even post-World War I. I'm getting background knowledge on all of these weapons. Still got another round. Background knowledge is what I like doing with these. So I didn't really look up anything about these. This is the ZH-29. Closest weapon I could find is the, well, not find but know about, is the Polish Karabin, which is straight Polish for like direct translation, just carbine. It's the second semi-automatic rifle on this list. It's also the highest capacity rifle with 20 rounds in the mag. Didn't really need to fire that shot, but I felt like it. And the Swedish Mauser, which I bet you didn't guess, but it's a Swedish Mauser. Which is basically just a Swedish, it's a cross pretty much of the Kar 98 and the Lee Enfield. I fired an extra shot again. This is the Winchester 1895, which is very similar to the real one, Winchester M1895. Doesn't really use as a sniper, but more just a field rifle as the Gewehr was. So I think it's the only lever action rifle in this game. Sorry for any bumping noise, my dog is trying to get under the couch. That's fun. Then he was supposed to be on the side of the gate, but he finds his ways.
I could swap rifles.
This is the Ross Mark III. Pretty sure it's just... I feel like there is a real gun called Ross Mark III that I've heard about, but the scope is very similar to the Lee Enfield. The model also is, except it is, doesn't have to go through the full bolt lock system. It just stays forward when you push it forward. I'm firing more ammo again, who cares? This is the M1 Garand. Again, typically used as a field rifle, not as a sniper rifle. Made by the Americans, 308 Springfield. Made for soldiers in World War II and in the Korean War. Most popular use, I'd say, was June 6, 1944 on the Allied invasion in Norway. D-Day. I mean, actually, it would. I don't think it would make the ping noise when you reload it mid-mag, but there's a button on the side of the gun you would press, and it would eject the cartridge. But usually, the amount of rounds that was still left would not let it rattle and make the ping. This is the M1 Carbine, another American weapon, usually had a wireframe folding stock and given to paratroopers, also used on D-Day a lot. Also another field rifle, not really a sniper, but could be used as a sniper if you really wanted to. Our next rifle is the SVT-38, based on the real-life SVT-40, made by the Soviet Union for World War II soldiers. Originally deployed against the Japanese in the very short battles that they had with the Russians, but mainly used against the Nazis in Europe. Saw a lot of sniper use during the Battle of Stalingrad, but the rest of the war was more of a field rifle. We come to our final sniper, the very rare 9mm Delisle carbine, made by the British as an extremely silent rifle. And now we are moving on to submachine guns. We start with the M1A1, not M1928, M1A1 Thompson. 45 ACP, I believe, also made in the Springfield Armory. Had a 30 round mag variant, but traditionally came in 20 rounds.
Swap my machine gun.
Next secondary weapon is the MP40, which is a German weapon usually used by officers, but some infantry, normal infantry, used it. mostly, well actually not mostly, I shouldn't say, it was pretty much the war overall in the German army. Moving on, we have the MKB-42, based on the real-life Sturmgewehr 43 or STG or 44, based on the which is basically long for the better-known name STG-44. Weapon of choice: first rifle to ever have a night vision system, with a huge scope and a blacklight that reflected object back into the scope and created a night vision effect. MAB-38. Italian weapon, can't remember the real name. I'd say the closest weapon to it is a gun, can't remember the real name of it, but it's, well, it's clearly based off this. Its nickname was the Orso, but I can't remember its real name. Very popular, honestly more popular among the SEAL and Italian resistance than the actual army. And we have the FNAB-43. Looks very much like the Vietnamese variant of the PPSH, but I have no idea what this thing's supposed to be. Did I say PPSH-43? I meant 41, sorry. Next is the PPSH-41 itself. This one comes with the Cold Warfare DLC. This is one that I actually do have. It's just insane in this game. Insane recoil, but insane damage and fire rate. Trying to hold it down as best as possible. Yeah. I'll fire the 47 rounds that are in the second mag without controlling recoil. As you can see, just 47 rounds had that thing almost facing straight up. This is the OVP M1918, based off the Italian Automatico M1918, most used in the end of World War I. Oh, the same thing with this one, without recoil control. As you can see, not as bad as the PPSH, but still pretty bad. I'm talking recoil, not gun overall. This is British Sten Mark II, same name as in real life as in the game. 9mm, I think. Could be 45 cal. They are often dropped in pieces with this wire frame, not folding, just wire frame stock, to the resistance troops around France and Italy. This is the M30 Luftwaffe drilling, or in the game just M30 drilling. It has a rifle round, and that's what the drilling is. So that first one was just the shell. The first one was all three, the shells and the rifle round. The second one was just the shells. And I came to the M3 grease gun, one of the most long used weapons in the U.S. Army. It was from 1944 all the way to about 1989. This is our last secondary, not pistol, I guess you could say. This is the M97 Winchester trench gun, based off the model in 1987 Winchester. Really need to fire that last shot either, but now we move on to pistols.
Pistol's great at close quarters.
This is the
range to practice with.
Welrod, however, I can't remember if it's UK or America. Maybe an Australian, I don't know. This I think is 9mm silenced pistol. The Swedish made a modern variant with a laser sight and all sorts of fancy stuff on it.
A range of pistols.
This is the Webley Mark 6, a British revolver preferred by officers. Popular in World War I and II. This is the Army Pistol 38, based on the real life weapon, Walther P38. This was the standard issue handgun of the Nazi Army. This is the Luger P08, World War I era German pistol, and used by the officers in World War II. Fun fact, one of Hitler's weapons of choice, because he fought in World War I. They were just normal infantry pistols in World War I, but in World War II, they were officer handguns. This is the M1911, which is the only weapon with this camo called the Eternal Struggle, which is a DLC weapon from Target Feuded, where you kill Hitler. But I'm just gonna do the original camo as usual. It's an American-made pistol, 45 ACP. But fun fact here, longest used weapon in the United States military, used from 1912 to 1993 as a standard issue, and then used modernly by choice. I think only like way high ranks are allowed to use it, and I also don't think they're allowed to use it overseas. This is the M1938, a pistol used by the Italians, and I'm pretty sure it was made by Pietro Beretta, the same weapon that makes the pistol that the U.S. Army used from the 90s to this year, actually, because they just switched over to this SIG P350. I believe they are using the 22 round box mag variant of the modern one. This is the Tokarev TT-33, Soviet pistol made in 1933 for the Soviet Army. Saw a lot of usage in World War II. This is the Nagant, I say that all the time, Nagant M1895 or 1893. That's the dogs messing with each other, don't mind it. This is a Russian pistol. There's a very long reload. I think it's the longest in the game.
Who is it? Oh, Charlie, it's Cam. Charlie's barking and growling.
This is the Walther PPK. I'm kind of confused at why they can put Walther on PPK but not on the P38. Don't worry about background noise.
Come here, Charlie.
People talking. This is the Mauser M712 based, which is an automatic mag-fed variant of the C96. Can you reload them back? Apparently not. This is the HDM, last pistol. No idea what it's supposed to be. It looks like a auto mag with a silencer. Suppressor, I should say. So thanks for watching this video. Yeah, this is all I wanted to do. Have a good day.